Thank you, sir. Sir, in an economic atmosphere of global gloom, due to the slowdown of the world economy, our people look towards this government and towards the finance budget for assurance of shelter from this environment and decisive decisions for our economy towards a defined and progressive path to meet the challenges of the nation. While I have no doubt about the skills and the brilliance of our learned finance minister, I cannot deny the listlessness and the lack of enthusiasm in the policy imagination of the 2012-13 budget that has been presented. What could have been a big-ticket reformist budget with an all-encompassing growth strategy for all to prevent the country from entering into a financial crisis of slow economic growth, reverse slowdown in public and private investments, high inflation, high unemployment, and to address all the issues which are affecting the common man today, which is price rise, inflation, unemployment, corruption. But I'm sorry to say that the budget, instead of addressing any of these, was nothing but a mere statement of accounts presented by the Honorable Minister. So if I reflect the sentiments of the Aam Aadmi today, I would not be wrong if I say that today the common man is taxed for everything he does. If he earns, he is taxed. If he sells, he is taxed. If he buys, he is taxed. If he uses the road, he has to pay octroi tax. If he uses water, he pays a tax. If he uses electricity, he pays a tax. If he saves, he pays a tax. Even if he goes for entertainment, he has to pay entertainment tax. Besides eating and sleeping, this government taxes the common man for everything under the sun. So if we were to calculate all these excise duties, taxes, the educational cess, the octroi, the VAT and all the various taxes, I would not be wrong in saying that the common man pays almost half his earnings in the form of taxes. If after paying a bulk of his earnings in taxes, the least he expects from his budget is that it should address his major needs, which is to bring down the price rise, give him good and affordable health and education, skill facilities, job opportunities for our youth and their children, and address the agrarian crisis, the farmer issue, stimulate the economy and the industry, and lead the country towards prosperity and progress for all. This is what the Aam Aadmi looks towards the budget. But unfortunately, sir, I feel the government has failed to address any of these issues. What they say and what they do is poles apart. If they say that they are going to work repeatedly, they promise that they are going to bring down the prices. But what do? They increase the service tax from 10 to 12%, which will further fuel price rise. They say that they are working wholeheartedly to reduce poverty. But all they do is bring down the poverty line from 32 to 26 rupees in rural and urban. Now it has been brought down for a person earning 27 to 22 rupees. Now that is the poverty line. So all it seems that this government is only interested in bringing down the poverty line, but not the poverty. For them, poor people are just numbers to be played with, but not real living, suffering people. So, sir, I would honestly urge this government that where they are spending only 2% of their GDP on essential services like health, education, water and sanitation, and that too, they have reduced at the cost of the social sector. The expenditure on social sector GDP has been reduced from 14.8%, which was in 2011-12 budget, to 14.7% in this budget, whereas the figure should actually be in double digits to deal with the growing demands of health, education, water, sanitation, which is required by the huge population, and ensure that not just concentrating on raising the growth rate, but actually the taxpayers' money should reach the Aam Aadmi, the common man, the poor and the farmer.
Yes.
Sir, I would like to come to three basic points. If 60% of our population is into farming and 70% of India lives in rural India, then should not rural prosperity be the key driver of overall growth? Today, where agriculture is the backbone of our economy, The country is faced with the worst agrarian crisis because the government is not spending enough on agriculture that it needs to spend. Because
Silence,
of the name of
silence.
economic reform, sir, this government has reduced subsidies to such an extent that they have taken away that cushion that the farmer had from rising prices of fertilizer and petroleum products. The fertilizer subsidy from 90,000 crores has come down to 60,000 crores. The petroleum subsidy from 68,000 crores to 43,000 crores. But the input of cost, seed, manure, machinery has increased many times over, and the minister has further hinted at further reduction of subsidy of petroleum prices, which is going to increase the prices even further.
Yes,
Just
conclude.
in the last 9 months, sir, fertilizer prices have gone up by 80%. In the last couple of years, diesel prices have gone up by 50%. But the MSP price each year goes up just 5%, measly 5% for wheat and hardly 8-9% for rice. So when the government is making policies which is forcing agriculture to become unviable, it is no surprise that today lakhs of farmers are committing suicide because the government is not addressing the reason why they are going into debt but turning a totally blind eye to the reasons. So I would like to give as an example my state of Punjab. We are 2% of the land mass, sir.
Please.
But
Your time is over. Please conclude.
This is a very important issue. I would beg you.
Yes, now you can conclude. Take 1 minute and conclude.
Sir, I will need at least 5 minutes. I am the only
No,
person
please.
speaking from my party. People have spoken for 15 minutes. I request you, sir.
Please
to
don't
give me
argue.
5
Please
minutes.
take 2 minutes and conclude. Your
Sir,
time is
it's a very
over.
important issue. So I would request you to listen. My state is just 2% of India's land mass. We produce 50% of the nation's food grains, sir. Today, if Punjab, for some odd reason, is forced, sir, please, today if Punjab is forced to stop producing this food grain which feeds the second largest population of the world, sir, you tell me that will there not be a crisis in our country for food grains? And then if this government, if Punjab does not produce the food grains, the government is forced to import food. Today, every 7th person in the world is an Indian. So if the food grains are imported, will it not just create a food crisis in the country, but it would create a worldwide food crisis? So, sir, when a state which is so small plays such an important role in ensuring food security of the nation, this government talks about a food security bill, but it does not talk about securing the asset of that state which is ensuring this food security. Sir, I have been crying myself hoarse in this house innumerable times that the water table in my state has depleted to such an extent that even NASA has said that in the next 15 years, Punjab will turn into a desert. Because, sir, a 150-year-old irrigation system, we have a
Yes,
loss
please.
of 30% of water from leakage from those systems. And
Yes.
we are asking for just 5,000 rupees to revamp that irrigation system. But this government can spend lavishly on various schemes, but cannot give 5,000 rupees
Yes,
to that
please
state,
conclude.
which ensures the food security of the nation.
Take your seat. Take your seat.
Sir, when this government gives a farmer loan of 70,000 crores in 2008 and 9, the farmer which gives 50% food security gets 1% of that.
Yes.
Although
Please,
it is
please
under
take your seat. Your time is
35,000
over.
crores of loan,
Shri B.
and
Mehta.
every household is under
Cannot
debt.
speak.
Sir, if this government would just implement the Swaminathan Commission,
Mr.
committee
Jagdanand
formula,
Singh.
where they get, sir, this is my last, final and very important point for the entire nation, not for Punjab. If we are concerned about rural prosperity, sir, all you have to do is implement the Swaminathan Commission, where the farmer gets his cost of input plus 50% of profit. If the farmer has money, he does not need the food security, he can buy his food.
Yes.
And he can use the additional money to buy other essential commodities, which
Yes.
will give a stimulant to your other industry and consumer goods. So
Yes.
why not use this formula and save yourself all those other subsidies and empower the farmer to be self-reliant? In which case, you can use your money to give the basic health
Yes,
and
yes.
educational facilities that our country requires.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Sir, if we look, sir, I need just few more minutes.
Now,
Sir,
please,
today, sir,
what
very
is this?
important- sir,
This is
three
not the way,
important
please.
points, just
How
5
many
minutes.
times I have to extend the time for
Sir,
you?
I need just 2 minutes for important points of my state.
Please,
sir.
please take the last minute, 1 minute,
Sir,
otherwise I will
request
call the other
you-
member.
Sir, this is for the whole state, sir. Sir, today if we look at the health state of our country today, if we look at the basic things like mortality rate of the maternal mortality is amongst the highest in the world. Infant mortality is so high. So in the last so many years, we have got one aims. The population has trebled 3 times,
Yes,
but we don't even
Mr.
have
Jagdanand
regional
Singh.
facilities. Same goes for
Mr.
education
Jagdanand Singh,
facilities
please.
where kids
Yes.
are being forced to go
You can
abroad.
start now.
Sir, my last and final request, this is very
Ma'am,
important, sir.
this is
I'm
honorable
cutting-
member, this is
sir,
not going on
sir, I'm
record.
cutting down.
Yes, Jagdanand Singh, you can start now. Please.
सभापति जी,
Mr. Jagdanand Singh, you can start now. This is not going on record. Please. You should listen to a chair. What is this? This is not going on record. Mr. Singh, you can start now. Please. Mr. Singh, please start.
सभापति जी, आपने मुझे महत्वपूर्ण चर्चा में भाग लेने के लिए मौका दिया है, इसके लिए धन्यवाद आपको।
This is
महोदय,
not going on record. Yes, yes. You please continue. This is not on
Mahoday-
record. You can continue, please.
इस साल जो बजट प्रस्तुत हुआ है इस देश का, उसमें राजकोषीय घाटा 5.1% पर जाएगा। चालू वर्ष में ये राजकोषीय घाटा